Well, welcome tonight to You Can Live Twice. This is our first event, and I'm very excited to share tonight with you this event. It was introduced to me, this business and opportunity and products were introduced to me about 2.5 years ago. It was actually on the 1st of 2016, 1st of January 2016. And something I love about this and why I call it You Can Live Twice, we all know that we've only got one life. However, what I learned with this when it was presented to me is that it gave me opportunity to actually recreate and start dreaming again. I was at a point in my life where I just thought everything was over. I was 45 years old. I was bedridden at the time. I'd pulled a muscle in my back. My health had gone to an all-time low. And what led to that point was 5 years previous to that, I'd started a really, really fast downward spiral in my health. I'd had my gallbladder removed. 6 months later, I was diagnosed with the Ross River virus. And if anyone doesn't know what the Ross River virus is, it's a mosquito-borne virus that creates the most horrific arthritic condition in all the joints of your body, to the point where I couldn't walk. I couldn't even put my feet on the floor for the first few weeks. It was horrendous. And then about 18 months after that, I had to have a hysterectomy because I had large fibroid tumours, non-cancerous, thankfully. But what I found was, if you can imagine that over a 3-year period, it left me completely depleted of all energy, of all muscle tone, of all life, really. And 3 years later, when I got to the point that I was introduced to this product, I was 130 kilos. I had fibromyalgia. I had chronic fatigue, chronic pain. My depression went to an all-time low. I'd attempted suicide in 2015 because I just thought my life was over. I couldn't do anything else. I'd raised kids on my own independently, and I just thought there is nothing left. I can't create anything from this. My body had gone too far. So when I was introduced to the product, which is going to be shared with you shortly by Val, I didn't research it. I simply believed that basically I might get a little bit more energy and a little bit less pain. But what I didn't realize is I was going to lose 10 kilos over the first couple of months. But the first thing I noticed is my brain fog lifted, and I started to feel more energy. I didn't need my antidepressants anymore. And 2.5 years later, I can now happily say that I can put shoes on, I can walk up steps, I can carry my own grocery bags. And, that might seem simple to most people, but for me, it was a non-existent. I didn't have the capacity to do that anymore because my body, like I said, was really depleted. So in actual fact, it gave me the opportunity, the product in itself gave me the opportunity to start dreaming again. So tonight we're going to share with you a little bit more about what this product is all about. And as well as that, we're going to share with you the business behind it. And the business behind it was what allowed me to really just share what this amazing product did for me and ultimately get paid for that. And my mission now in my life is to inspire those all around the world that you can actually dream again. Where most people are looking for a plan B, I didn't even think I had a plan A anymore. Then this opportunity, this business, this heart-driven business, and the community that I've found has given me the foundations and the love and heart and the space to really create something new for myself. So that is why I call this You Can Live Twice, because it's given me the opportunity to create another life I never thought could exist before I was introduced to it. So without further ado, I would love to introduce you to my gorgeous friend Val, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about the products and a little bit about her story. So take it away, Val. Thank you.
Thanks, Deb. Just quickly, should I be sharing my story first or the product?
However you want.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Deb. Yes, my name is Val, and I get to share with you a little bit about this beautiful product and also an amazing program that we have that is provided for free when you are using just at least one of the products. So, okay, our products very simply are 100% plant-based nutrition. There's no synthetics, there's no GMOs, no dairy and no animal products in it. The products are Juice Plus. These are the flagship product, this one here, of fruit and the veggies from the company Juice Plus. These products are proprietary grown on the same farms the company has used for many years now. So they know that there's no nasties in it, no pesticides in the product. It's all vine ripened goodness, and it's only picked when it's at its optimum ripeness. And so due to the awesome benefits that Mother Nature is going to provide, that's what we get, and that's why it's allowed to grow till then. It's then snap frozen and crushed and washed and then dried at a very low temperature to protect the enzymes and keep them intact. And then it's encapsulated in an airtight vegan capsule to maintain and keep the integrity of the product. So that's our flagship product. One fruit, one veggies. The veggies have things like cabbage, broccoli, kale, all the things that you probably don't like to see on your plate and don't like to enjoy. You can take them in a capsule form and still get the amazing benefits from it. And here, I haven't even got my glasses on. We've got apple, pineapple, cherries, just to name a few. Our next product that I want to share with you is our berries. Now, I don't know about you, but if I went to a supermarket and there was a bilberry sitting beside the grapes, I wouldn't know what it was unless it was actually labelled and I could read it, because I've never seen a bilberry. But these are great for our skin. We've got raspberries, we've got grapes, we've got black currants, blackberries, all of the good things in them with the antioxidants. Our next product that we have on, hasn't been out long, I think it's just a little over a year, was the omega oils. Now these are for the fine tuning inside of us, good for our brain health, for thinking, get rid of the brain fog. They're also great for joints, for knees, elbows. I know for a fact I ran out once and I'll never run out again. I was about 3 weeks without my product, and all the old knee pain and injury came back again. And so yeah, definitely got to get these into you. They are our vitamin B3, 5, 6, 7 and 9. Now what they've done here is they've gone straight to the they've cut out the middle fish, if you like, and they've gone straight to the algae that the fish eat to get the vitamin Bs. We also have some raspberry seed oils, tomato seed oils, and so they're packed with goodness. And what I love about these products is there's no warning labels on them. So if you can eat fruit and veg and berries, you can eat these. They're also safe for breastfeeding mums and for pregnant ladies. The next product that we have are our complete protein powders. Now I don't have any because I've eaten a lot of them and I'm waiting for that order to come, because I also got my teenage son into it, and he likes to have about 2 of them a day. He'll have one, he's doing his last year at school, so he'll have one for breakfast, which I'm really rapt about, because he also throws his capsules in there as well, and slips it right back because he reckons he hasn't got time to sit down and have breakfast. So I'm happy because I know that he's got, you know, almost 30 fruit and veg into him, and he's off to school for the day, and when he gets home he will have another one in the afternoon. Because he just loves them. So in those protein powders, we have things like chickpea powder, mushroom powder, which is our natural vitamin D, our radish powder, alfalfa sprout powder. Doing okay off the top of my head, I think, because I don't have it in front of me. But like I said, I love them, and so I have looked at the product a lot. Now they're great in smoothies, but they're also great, and my grandkids come to stay, and I put them into ice blocks, or I make up a little mousse dessert for them. What I love about this company is it is known as the company with the heart. Why? Because we have a family health study, and what they have done is they're sponsoring children for free for any adult that's on this flagship product. They can register a trial for free, and we have over 1 million children on the study, and just one little thing that which I think is huge that they have come back and showed us is that it's changing the palates of children at a younger age. So instead of going for a sugary sweet treat, they're going for something that might be a little bit healthier. Much like I said, my son is a classic example of that. Whereas before he was into those V, the V energy drinks, and I'm like, they're crap. Don't take it. But hey, I'm mum, so if I say don't take it, I'm just gonna have a taste of it anyway. But now, thank goodness, he's got onto the good stuff, and he is more attracted to having a smoothie. He'll have a smoothie instead of that now. So, as I said, I touched on at the beginning, we have a program that goes with it. Now, we have so much information in there, and you will have lifetime access to it once you are just on one product. And there's also a shred in there if you want to lose a few kilos. But mainly it's about the whole food nutrition and what it does to you by making a few changes in your life. I know when this product came into my life almost 2 years ago now, I was in a pretty bad place. I had a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety going on. I wasn't sleeping at night. I had a traditional business for 6 years, and in that time I was working 7 days a week, and I had a family, 2 children still at home, 2 cats, 2 dogs, and a house to run. So my life was full. In 2015, my mum started to go downhill health-wise, and it soon became apparent that she wasn't going to survive it, and passed away a few short months later. Now, I love my mum, and that just affected me terribly. In the 6 months that I was getting over and grieving for my mum, one of our teenagers tried to commit suicide. Now, that was a huge wake up and reality call for me and for my husband, and we knew that we had to make some changes. One of the biggest changes we made was we moved back to New Zealand, and now, when we got here, I didn't want to go back into work. We still needed to be a 2-income family because how many of us out there now are only a 1-income family. We need to have that money. And in that time, I had a little bit of free time on social media. And what I saw was my beautiful girlfriend, Deb. And the last time that I had seen her in Esperance, she was looking shocking. She was really sick. She was having to go up to Perth for an operation. And now when I turned the bloody screen over, here she was doing a push-up challenge. And I was like, oh my God, that's Deb. Oh, she looks amazing. And then the next time I flicked over on social media, here she was in the park doing step-ups on a park bench. And I thought, what's this girl on? What's she doing? So I did tune into her, and I started looking a little bit deeper. And then when she explained to me what it was, I thought, this is just a no-brainer. This is my plan B. This is what I want. So, this might be a catalyst of change for you in the same way it was for me, in 2 directions, one for your health and one for your wealth. I know once I got on the product, within 2 weeks, I woke up one morning and I thought, oh my God, I've slept through the whole night. And I just about had a party about it with Heath. I thought, I slept all night. I feel amazing, and things just went from better to better to better, because I was having heart palpitations just through stress and anxiety. I don't know if you've ever had it yourself, but, you lose your breath and you don't breathe properly. You shallow breathe, and it can cause all sorts of head gains with you. But I know since I've been on the product, I've lost the anxiety. I handle stress a lot better. It doesn't affect me in the ways that it used to. It doesn't cause any palpitations, any racing of my heart. It doesn't keep me awake at night. I sleep like a baby. I haven't had any menopause reaction. I started to get some, but then since I've been on Juice Plus, I've got nothing. I don't have nothing. And I know a few girlfriends who are jealous of it, and definitely my sisters. But that's enough for me, and I would like to hand over to you, Vicky, to share with us now.
Thank you. That was lovely. And thanks for having me on, Deb. That's really nice of you. I'm not sure. Can you hear me? Yep. All good. I've still got you in my main screen, so I can't see what you can see. Okay. So a little bit about myself. Sorry if you can hear the rain. I'm actually in a car park somewhere, about to go off somewhere else. But yeah, my name's Vicky, and I'm a mum of 2 children. I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. And my experience on the product is a lot like Buzz. There's been a lot of amazing change within our family on how we've gone with our health. We were very blessed that we sort of came into the business by accident, if you like, and I'll sort of talk about that in a bit. But the reason that we even started on the product at all was because my eldest son has a lot of sensory issues around food. And he's very picky about what he'll eat, and he's very restricted in his diet, and he doesn't have great nutrition, but he also has hypotonia, which is a low muscle tone. So between that and his not eating the right stuff and a little bit of anxiety, he actually had a thing they call fecal loading, which I have to be honest is just as disgusting as it sounds. The poo actually backs up so that it's under their ribs and in there, like it's just blocking all their stomach, and yeah, it's not pretty. And he had X-rays with it all under his ribs, and you could smell it on his breath. It was not great. So he had what they call fecal loading for well over 10 months, and during that 10 months he was taking lactulose and laxatives on a regular basis, and he was not really getting anywhere very fast, and he was permanently backed up, and he was feel like he had the space to eat. He doesn't sit right. So he well, even worse than normal. And we were really sort of struggling with his health at the time. His anxiety was getting worse and worse because he was getting tired. And of course, everybody's ability to cope and change totally depends on their ability to rest and recover overnight. So we put him onto the juice, not really expecting a huge difference. And within 2 weeks, his fecal loading had actually gone. Now, I'm a bit of a cynic, has to be said. So I kind of sat there and went, oh, maybe it's just a timing issue. Maybe it was one of those things. Maybe it was due. Maybe all the other things that we've been doing have finally kicked in. Who knows? Anyway, he took the tablet. We kept him on them because, you know, they're good for him. And we were concerned about his diet anyway. And we gave them to his little brother as well. And we'd only actually ordered 1 set initially anyway. So we actually ran out of chews quite early. And it was about 3 weeks, and we were due to go away on holiday to Fiji for a little bit, and we weren't going to take the tablets with us while we were gone because we just, you know, at the time we were sort of in our head thinking of them as a bit like multivitamins, which of course we now know they're nothing like multivitamins, but anyway. So we went off on holiday to Fiji. So by the time we got back from Fiji, he'd been off the product for about 3.5, nearly 4 weeks, and he was backed up again. And he was uncomfortable again. He wasn't fully backed up. It wasn't anywhere near as bad as it had been, but it was certainly getting to the point where his tummy was a bit bloated and he was uncomfortable and he wasn't really clearing properly. So new delivery arrived, we put him back on the tubes, and this time it was less than 3 days and it was gone. And I was thinking, well, that probably maybe isn't a coincidence then. So we just carried on, as you do. And the interesting thing is when we took the products, we actually took them specifically for that purpose, to see how it would affect him and to improve his diet and to be for him. And obviously, to get the kids' tablets, lucky me, you get to get adult tablets. So I got an adult supply of fruit and veg and berry. And I started on those, and that was all good. And again, I had a little bit of a break while we went to Fiji. So I'd sort of taken it for a couple of months, then we went to Fiji, and then we came back. And almost 4 months to the day of coming back from Fiji, so where I'd been taking it consistently and regularly for 4 months, I woke up and I just felt better. Now, the really interesting thing about me is I've had health problems and issues since I was about 12 years old. So I broke my spine, and I was given, at one point, I think I was on 11 prescription painkillers a day for quite a long time. So since then, I've had a lot of issues with my liver. And I actually had 4 instances of viral liver fatigue in 2 years before we started on these products. Now, the interesting thing about that is that because I was getting worse when I was obviously sick with these periods, I wasn't really noticing that in between I actually wasn't that good either. So what I didn't know was that I actually had generalized fatigue anyway all the time from postnatal depletion, which is when you get pregnant and you breastfeed and whatever else, more often than not, the children will actually leach, for want of a better word, the nutrient store that you have in your body. So I actually had very low nutrients, very low immune system, very low everything, which is why I was responding to all these viruses as bad as I was and getting sick, and why I felt so rubbish all the time. And 4 months after we got back from Fiji, I woke up and just felt better. And the really odd thing is that you don't really know how bad you felt until you feel better, because you kind of just get on with it. You know, we're mums, we're women, you know, we're so busy looking after everybody else. Nobody ever stops to think, hang on, how am I doing? Am I all right? You know, we push through. I still remember to this day, about a gastro went through our house, and I was struggling with it, and I wasn't feeling very well, and I was trying to change the baby's nappy, and I kind of collapsed in the hallway trying to carry him to change his nappy, because I was trying to look after him and I wasn't well. And I still remember that about a day and a half later, my husband had a bit of a I'm not well, and he went to bed for 3 days and lay down. And I was like, that's not fair. How does that happen? Yeah, but it's just how it is. As women, we tend to be getting on with stuff, and we don't tend to stop and let ourselves think. And I have to be honest, I did not expect the products to do much, because I was on, before we started on these products, I was on zinc, magnesium, B6, and a multivitamin and an iron tablet. Okay? Pretty much the only thing I can say that I was getting from those is yellow wheat. And I felt like I should be getting something. I had a little bit of an uplift with the B6. I did find that the mood swings were a lot reduced on the B6, and I did get a lot of benefit from the magnesium, but pretty much everything else, not too sure it was really working. Okay. Obviously these work, and they work because of the fact that they are bioavailable. They are natural. Your body recognizes them. You absorb them instantly. Boom. They're in, they're done. And your body does what it needs. And it's just fantastic how it supports your system. So I have to be honest, love the products, totally love everything about them. And we've got so many other benefits. So even the omegas, like my husband has MS. And with MS, they all recommend that you take at least omega-3, 6, and 9, because it's really, really good for your central nervous system. Right? So my husband was meant to be taking flaxseed oil for years. And we had flaxseed oil in our fridge, and it's not cheap, it's quite expensive. And it would just sit there because it doesn't taste great. It's miles away from where you would normally take things. It's not part of your routine. Like, he just wouldn't consistently take it. And then they brought out the omegas, our beautiful omegas. And they're a much wider variety. They're a much more balanced thing. It's fantastic. And because they're in the cupboard with all his other tablets, he takes them every day consistently. And since he started on the omegas in October, he's had absolutely no deterioration in his MS since then. He just had his second MRI since then, no deterioration. And then it's hard to say that it's definitely the omegas, because the nature of recurring remitting MS is that it can sort of slow down and change and stop at different times. But what we can say is that we are doing everything that we can to support the progress in that, because we're giving him these omegas on a regular basis. So we do absolutely love the products. But the best bit about the products is they accidentally gave me a life. And that's awesome, because what happened was I got into a business I didn't even know about, a business that, to be honest, if someone had presented it to me or asked me to research, I probably would have said. So the nice thing about these products is they got me out of my own way, which was lovely. Okay. The reason I might have said no is the same reason some of you might have said no. So this is a little picture I drew because I don't have a whiteboard with me today. I'm really sorry. And I'm not sure how clearly you can see it, but this is a bit of a drawing of a traditional business. And as we all know, it is shaped a bit like a pyramid. And everyone always talks about pyramid schemes. No one really knows what a pyramid scheme is, but everyone talks about pyramid schemes as though they're pretty evil. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about shapes and the differences between a traditional business and what our business is, and some of the popular misconceptions. So the one is the pyramid scheme. Well, first of all, what does a pyramid scheme even mean? For goodness sake, every business is a pyramid. But the interesting thing about a traditional pyramid versus, say, our pyramid is that in a traditional business, you enter in, it's one particular thing, and everyone starts at the bottom, and then you work up. And obviously, as you go up, there are fewer and fewer jobs, right? So if you want to be up here at the top, you've kind of got to beat every other person on the way up, and you've got to work ridiculously super hard, and you've probably got to shove some other people out of the way to get there, to be honest, which is not great. And that's if you can even get there. All right. Now, other things that I've observed about traditional businesses, and I'd just like to say my history, nothing to do with health and wellness. That's the other interesting thing. In this business, anybody can do it. You don't have to have experience. You don't have to have knowledge, because the things that you need in this business is an interest in other people, a willingness to help, okay, a wish to change your life and the life of the people around you. That's all it takes. It doesn't, all the rest of your skills are irrelevant. Please do not hate me, but I used to be a tax specialist, okay? I'm putting it out there. I'm going to admit it. I used to be a tax specialist, all right? Don't hold it against me. It's not a bad thing, all right? I'm good with numbers. That's what I'm good with, okay? So I've always played to my strengths. That's what I do. I'm not great with compromise. I'm not, collaboration, though, I love. And the interesting thing about traditional business is you don't really get any chance to collaborate. You're always in competition with your fellow colleagues. You're always vying for the next position or whatever else. You can't ever really play to your own strengths. And progress and reward within a traditional company is always based on the company's values. And you try your best to work for a business that's going to have values that are the same as yours, but it's really hard to find something that really does align with every value that you have. Okay? And you're always working on somebody else's values. Okay? Also, the money that you get necessarily reflects your ability to do the job versus somebody else at the same level, your commitment to the job, what time you arrive, what time you leave. Like, none of that really matters to the business, to be honest. When I actually started working for the UK government years ago as a tax advisor, and I was actually the technical advisor for the entire of the South East region, and I was correcting and checking the work of people getting paid more than me just because they'd been in that level longer than me, even though okay. So my thing about traditional business is not, it doesn't matter. Shape doesn't matter. Get rid of the shapes from your head. Shapes are irrelevant, okay? But what you need to know is that in a traditional business, the nice guy, they finish last. They really do. This is our business, okay? We're on another little sheet here. It's beautiful, right? Because you'll notice there's a lot of spaces at the top. And all of these overlapping pyramids, if you like, because if you really want to, and that's okay, it doesn't matter, it could be whatever shape you like. I've drawn them as pyramids because then at the top you get these beautiful little diamonds, and I just like to say all the people at the top of our business are absolute diamonds. They're so lovely, and they're so helpful, and they're so generous, and they're so caring. And the reason for that is because if you want to do well in this business and you want to make money, people, you've actually got to work with and collaborate with other people. Your job in this business and the amount you get paid directly reflects on how many people you have helped to improve their health and their wealth. And let's be honest, there are only two things that people worry about in life. The first one is their health, and the second one is their wealth. And as a tax advisor, I could help them improve their lives. I could problem solve by helping them with an area of their life that most people are a little bit unsure about and a little bit nervous about, because not everyone's great with tax. Okay, so for me to go in and explain tax to them, that took a weight off their mind. That made them feel better. That was the bit I loved about my job. It wasn't necessarily the numbers. That was the easy bit. The bit I enjoyed was helping other people to understand something that they didn't understand, to make their life easier. Now I get to do that on so many more levels in a much bigger way, and it's fantastic. And I know this because my health was so rubbish, and the change that it's made in my life, unbelievable. So with this business, you get a product where you can actually improve people's health, and the stories you get from that, and the contact you get from that, and the response you get from people when they're so grateful. And don't get me wrong, you don't actually want gratitude, but that feeling of knowing that you made a difference to somebody's life, that's worth having. You know, and the nice thing about this business is you can design it to your own limits, your own passions, your own needs. Okay, so it's not about, oh, you know, we all have to do it the same way. Everybody's business in this journey looks completely different, because everybody's passion is completely different. Everyone's abilities and strengths are completely different. In this business, you don't have to have the abilities someone else is looking for. What you have to do is recognize your own abilities and work to them. Always work to your strengths, and you're going to achieve so much more. Okay. And the other thing that I would say is a comparison to the two is, in a traditional business, you have to do CPD. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this. It's called continuous professional development. If you're in any sort of a profession, 9 times out of 10, throughout the year, you have to go, you have to learn, you have to improve, you have to stay up to date, you have to do all these things. In our business, CPD stands for continuous personal development. We get to work on ourselves. When we do our business, it makes us better people, and it filters into every aspect of our lives, every relationship, every person that I speak to, everything that I do is completely changed now because of everything that I've learned about me and my values and the people around me. And because of working with some amazing, supportive, caring people and the coaches and the training that we get, it's unbelievable. You are learning about life whilst earning money. I like to call it contribution without compromise. We get to contribute to the bigger picture and help everyone around us without compromising our own values. And it's lovely. It's like the best business in the world in my mind. But, you know, I'm slightly biased. Anyway, the thing that I like about this is that our paycheck does genuinely reflect the number of people that we have helped. And that is always nice. And that in this business, nice guys rise to the top. And you rise together. You don't ever go on your own. It's not like, this is the one place where having money isn't a bad thing. Normally, if you're successful somewhere else, you kind of know in the back of your mind, well, to get here, I've kind of pushed someone else down or I've beaten someone else to it. And you feel a bit bad about it. And people feel like they don't want to be successful. In our business, if you don't want to be successful, you're stopping someone else be successful because we have to do it together. So if you want to be successful, you're helping other people. And that means it's okay. And that's nice to be given that freedom to be as successful as you like, to go as far as you like, to build your business as big as you like. There are no limits. It's just about helping, and it changes people's lives. And that in itself is massive reward. So for me, I would say in a heartbeat, I don't care what question you've got, whoever recommended you come on here and listen to this today, ask him your questions. Get your question, because honestly, it may not be the right business for you, but I do not know another thing. Now, to be fair, I haven't looked at them all, but I do not know another industry or another field where you can genuinely say, I am helping others every day, and that isn't reducing me. There is no compromise here. Everybody wins. All right, I'm going to pass you back to Debbie now. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, Victoria. I love hearing you speak, and your passion and commitment to this is just incredible. And the same goes to you, Val. I love hearing your story. I love how you speak about your family and about the products and how it's helped you. And Victoria, you really did sum up everything in this business and how it's a community helping each other. So I'd like to just wrap it up there because we've only got a couple of minutes left. I've only got a 40-minute slide into this Zoom. But to say that, you know, if this business was right for you or if this business was wrong for you, we don't know. But what I was asked and what I've heard asked so many people before me is what if? What if this could be something different? What if this could change your life? What if this could really give you an opportunity to create either your plan B, or like me, it could actually give you a chance to live again. With that all said, I want to thank both of you for coming on today and sharing everything you love so much about this business. And I'm going to end it there. And yeah, if you've shared this video with anyone and you would like to know more, please don't hesitate to ask. Please don't hesitate to reach out to any one of us because we're more than happy to help out wherever we can. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Bye for now. Bye.